I've worked like a dog for years.
Mm-hmm.
And all I do is work more and harder and work more. And I'm all of a sudden like, why am I doing this? People are just not officing in the big office. Brick and mortar's kind of going bye-bye. I never cared. I don't look up to see what the next guy's doing. I'm making money. I'm doing my business. I'm grinding away.
Hey there, business enthusiasts. Welcome to the Chills Podcast, brought to you by All Weather Roof. Because just like a sturdy roof, our conversations are built to last. I'm your host, Brent Loberg, and we're about to dive into the world of business, family, and the moments that give us those exhilarating chills. Ever wonder what keeps successful people inspired? Well, get ready to find out as we chat with some fantastic all-weather customers, partners, vendors, and friends. We'll explore their triumphs, challenges, and maybe even some unexpected secrets. After all, business is not just about numbers. It's about the people behind them. So grab your metaphorical popcorn and join us on this journey. Get ready to be inspired, maybe even get a few chills of your own. This is the Chills Podcast. Let the goosebumps begin.
What is our topic? Obviously, roofs, I'm guessing. Some roofs.
Nope. We don't need to talk about roofs. It's mainly just hearing about you, your business.
Yep.
What kind of drives you, giving some pieces of tidbit for...
Where do I begin?
Yeah.
So residential real estate. I do development type stuff. So many years ago when I was living in Florida and I got introduced to what we call one-level homes. No homes in Florida have basements. So nobody realizes living in Minnesota why we have basements. If you really do the history of it, it's kind of an odd thing. We had basements because our water would freeze. So your well, your septic, you needed a basement. So back in the day, it used to be a dirty hole with some stones holding it up.
Yeah.
And they would just put a house over the top of it. And then they kind of started making them into cellars because it was cooler and damp down there. And they started doing things. And I think it just kept evolving to where footings and foundation. And then all of a sudden it turned into, hey, let's make a little room down there in a bedroom. And so it just advanced more and more. Me going to Florida and I'm out on the basements. They're wet, they're damp, there's issues unless it's done right or new construction. You know, that's a different beast. But how many wet basements have you heard of in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Plenty of them. And I kind of fell in love with the one-level homes. I thought, like, why the hell would you want to go in the basement?
Yep.
And we also did it for storms, you know, to avoid a storm. But when was the last time you ran in your basement for a storm?
And where are you from originally?
Minnesota.
So you grew up in Minnesota. What part?
St. Paul.
You're from
South.
St. Paul.
St. Paul. And so here it is years later. Once I got back here and I got involved with a particular builder that was kind of doing one-level homes, slab on grade. That just means cement. And it was kind of for retirees. And so my first year in real estate, like in 98 here in Minnesota, I realized very quickly, I went to Monticello. I met a builder, became a buddy. He said, I got a little project for you. I went to Monticello, had never been to Monticello in my life. And I sold 44 houses my first year of real estate.
Wow. So that's got, I don't know numbers, but that seems
that's
like a good year. Yeah.
So, and I didn't even know. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, I've never been that guy. You know, I shouldn't say that, to compete. You know, I'm a very competitive guy. But I never cared. I don't look up to see what the next guy's doing. I'm making money. I'm doing my business. I'm grinding away. That's what I want to do.
Sure.
And so my first year in real estate, I realized very quickly by being in those townhomes that your mom and dad show up. They're 50, 60, 70 years old. They show up. They need to move. They're can't cut the grass anymore. They're getting older. They need to downsize. They got a split entry home. They got, you know, more than they can handle. And I realized very quickly as a realtor that these people were showing up. They want to buy a house and they need to sell a house. So I very quickly started doing a thing called dual agency. I'm helping the seller because I'm selling his home. The buyer comes along and then I do dual agency. So a lot of times I'm getting paid well for that because I don't have to pay another agent out.
Got
and
it.
Because I have always kind of liked the older people, I don't know how to explain that other than it's your mom and dad.
Yeah.
And their homes are paid for and they're comfortable and they're nice and they're not some sassy first-time home buyer struggling, you know.
Sure. I get it.
And so I, you know, immediately realized how profitable that was to help them buy the house and turn around and go back to their house and help them market that house and sell that house, most of which they've been in there 30, 40 years. So you don't know the cost of that house. You actually have to sit down and figure out really a cost, because in today's market, you can now go on an app or Zillow, Trulia, and all these other sites, and it'll give you a Zestimate and, guessing what the house is.
Yeah. So you're still going through the whole appraisal and doing
Today,
it.
right as we speak, selling my current model. I got an offer, and I had to, this was over the weekend. So I ran to these people's house. I kind of know them. They were here in the summer. They got so much stuff in the basement and in the pole barn, and, like they're buried. They're stuck because they got so much stuff and they don't know where to begin. Then they go, we got to move. We got to get out of here. We can't keep doing these stairs. Then they look at the first closet that they need to go through, and they panic and go, nope, we're out. We're done. Nope. So I realized quickly I need to solidify a house for mom and dad. We either design it, build it, create it, or we find them a house. And so either I hate to say convince them, but come up with different plans. Plan one would be to buy that house contingent on the sale of their home. Simply means I got to sell their home in order to buy it. There's some dicey things in there because you can get bumped out. Somebody can come along and say, hey, I'll buy it instead. And again, their homes are usually paid for. So I'm like, take out a loan on your house. Well, it's been paid for 5 years. I'm like, yeah, now we're going to take out a loan for it. Surprise. And then we buy that new house. It's called a bridge loan. It's not a long-term loan. So they'll borrow them this money knowing within 6 months it'll be over with. I'll move them into their new house, and that's what's best, because what I want them to do is move into this new house with just what they love. We're just going to take what you love and cherish. When was the last time you looked at all those boxes? Oh, been 20 years. Leave it.
Yeah,
Don't open the boxes. Just
Makes
move
sense.
what you love and cherish and go to your new house. And then figure out a couple of weeks to clean this up and get it ready. Then we'll list it and have it on the market.
Yeah.
It's a lot more easy to get a loan, meaning when that bank shows up to buy this house, they just want to make sure it's standing and it's good and good to go.
Sure.
FHA, big brother watching, that guy shows up and he's going to go, oh, you need GFI protectors, you need backflow preventers, oh, you need a whole new roof, or you can't, we're not going to borrow you the money for this. Whole different beast.
Yeah.
So I'm analyzing that on day one. As I pull up to mom and dad's house, I'm already going, oh, they're never going to get away with that roof. So I'll say, oh, and I'll just get in the house and I'll say, here's the deal. We're never going to pass FHA. Just FYI. So we're not even going to market it towards that because we know it's going to be a battle. So I'm choosing avenues in which they can do. Hopefully I present it to where they pick the right one. But it has a lot to do with faith in me, faith in buying that home and not getting caught with two homes and that kind of thing. And there's times I get to somebody's house and I'm like, well, what do you think your house is worth? Well, we think it's worth $1 million. I'm like, yeah, you're not going to get 4. So I'm out. I won't take it on because I'm going to fail. And I would rather not fail, but I would rather they not fail either. So I don't want to go through all this for a fail. So if we can get real and come to a price and understand the process, and I have nice sheets that say we're going to do this, then I'm going to come over and do that. Then we got to do this. Then we got to update that.
Do you want to share with the audience your company name?
I am just me, the Mitch Sparger Group.
Okay.
And I've been with Keller Williams, I want to say 14 years now. Keller taught me a lot, that's for sure. They have good training there, good things. I mean, and honestly, a lot of the companies do. They have training and they want to treat their agents right. But Keller definitely impressed me in ways that some others didn't so much. And even now, I'm kind of on the backside of life, meaning I just turned 60 and I'm thinking of retiring. And as we were just talking about the Philippines, I'm going to retire probably in the Philippines. I'm 90% heading that way. And I would consider doing an international thing if it made sense.
Oh, that'd be neat.
I could do that.
And you met a girl there?
I did.
Did you meet the girl there, or did you meet her when she was here?
Oh, no. I was there many years ago, lived in Mexico, and I would go there 6 months out of the year. Here's 6 months. Same deal. I went on vacation. Literally went on vacation for 2 weeks and didn't come home for 4 months.
Okay.
In Mexico. And so I fell in love with scuba diving. I met a cool guy, had a little dive shop, and I started bringing equipment and things, and we kind of did a partnership deal. But we had a kid that lived in the Philippines. So he would always say, oh, if you scuba diving today, you'd love the Philippines. And then maybe we fished for a few hours. Oh, if you like fishing here, you'd love the Philippines. And I'm like, dude, go back to the Philippines. Like, why do you say that every day? Because I was in love with what we were doing,
And you hadn't been yet.
Never got out of my head. It's
Okay.
been over 25 years,
Okay.
that never left my head. And I'd go, and even now. And long story short, I had Googled best place to go scuba diving in Philippines. Best place to go fishing in the Philippines. And I went down this rabbit hole of YouTube. And I was watching different videos on the Philippines on scuba diving and fishing and things and street food and just stuff. And of course, because of the algorithm, it started giving me more content that. And to be honest, I hate to say red pill content, but you know what red pill content is? It's some people are waking up. I'm one of them. I've worked like a dog for years. And all I do is work more and harder and work more. So why am I working harder to pay more taxes, to get less value, as my government is handing away millions of dollars to foreign countries that hate our guts?
Yep.
And that isn't even what red pill is, but that's what it is for me. I'm like, I'm done. And I'm all of a sudden like, why am I doing this? And I go to the Philippines, and for me to go there and to be able to walk on a sandy beach and travel in a city, and I mean, we think we've got it all here. What a joke. Go to Cebu and go to the mall. It's more modern, more fancy, awesome. They got some impressive stuff, and it's the big thing for me is the people. They're just a respectable people. They're sweet. They're,
So how did you meet the girl?
So that's a great question.
I thought you were going to say you walked across the street and there she was. Like
no. So at the malls, at service type things, they kind of hire pretty people, and, that's simple. And so long story short, I really enjoyed that mall that day, and I found an unusual amount of respect. I felt zero fear wherever I went. So I met her at a Shakey's Pizza. They're everywhere in the Philippines, and I met her there, and I was kind of flirting with her. She's obviously cute, but I was just kind of teasing with her. She was like, "Why are you here?" And I said, "Oh, I'm interviewing." She goes, "Oh, who are you interviewing?" I said, I'm taking interviews for a wife." And she's like, "Oh, well, where do I put in my application?" And she was serious. Like, she's getting in her bag and like gonna get the thing and, give me her application. I'm like, no, I'm just teasing, and well, I will. I'll apply for the job. I'm like, wow.
And this is the first time you've been in the Philippines?
Yeah, first time.
Okay, very cool.
And so I said, well, let's go have dinner. Let's, maybe have dinner. So we did, of course, and I haven't left her alone since.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great story.
Yeah.
I love it. Good for you.
Yeah.
So the name of the podcast is The Chills.
Yep.
What the basis of that is, what in your business life gives you that like chills moment where the hair is standing up on the back neck, like those good feel-good moments, like good chills moment?
I have a lot of those because I will say I'm now more aware of that than ever. I enjoy what I do. As much as I like to get paid and blah, 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 it's great. I get myself value. I get myself worth out of what I do. And I realize that now more than ever. It's like, why am I continuing to do this? And I enjoy it. You know what I mean? Sure, I like to get paid. Of course, who wouldn't like to get paid? But I enjoy what I do. I enjoy taking your mom and dad and gently moving them to the new place where 2 weeks later, they're literally crying, telling me they wish they would have did this 5 years ago. They wish that, this is the best thing that's happened to them in so many years, and to be a part of that. You know what I mean? That's just such a huge deal to me. And I don't know why I love the seniors. It's rare that I run into a bad one. I treat them like my own parents. I want to make damn sure they're there and they're safe and they got the right deal. It ain't my moving company, but people that I trust and I know, and I'll say, trust me, they're going to give you this crew. Like, they look a little rough, but trust me, they're really good guys.
Yeah.
So I have kind of a system that works. It's my thing. If you trust me, likely, and we can get along together, this is a home run. If one of the three things ain't there, I'm out. If you don't trust me, you don't like my style, I get it, because people love me, and trust me, people hate me, because I'm going to tell you, there's a huge elephant standing in the room. You do understand that, right? Because I'll have that happen where they're like, trying to not acknowledge something ridiculous.
Sure.
And I'll just say it what it is. And either people love that and respect it or they hate it. So that's my thing, is I love what I do. So
Sounds like pretty short, and it sounds like something fun down the road for you.
Yep.
So I was just going to say, what's the current rate of real estate in this area right now?
it's a little spooky right now. The rates went up. Again, that's almost to me political stuff. It really damaged the business. It always comes back. It's definitely right now a concern for many. The people that could afford something all of a sudden can't because of the rate. But
Yeah.
when you go from 3% to 6% to 8%, it put a lot of buyers out. So
Sure.
it hurt the buyers because they can't afford it. It hurt the sellers because they're afraid they can't sell. And I'm telling you, it's a pent-up market. There's a million people that need to move and got nowhere to go.
Sure.
That's why I've always focused on this one level, going back to one level living.
Yeah.
There's more than 50% of the buyers, in my opinion, are 50 and older. They're leaving a house of many years. They have nowhere to go. That's why I've always focused on this one level living thing, is because I've never had a shortage of people needing to move or buy or do it.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's definitely playing a role. If you're a cash buyer, my gosh, snatch something up quick like a bunny when the house prices have came down, things are down. Give it another year. Wait till this election's over and somebody actually is driving the bus that knows what they're doing.
Yep.
And that house you paid $400 for will all of a sudden be $450
Yeah.
overnight. More than that, especially in the one level market. I think that's why you're seeing all these high density buildings going up, these apartments going up. I don't think that's why it is. There's no place for your mom and dad to go, my mom and dad to go. And that was something I wanted to share because you do a lot of commercial stuff. What I see the future happening here is after COVID, a lot of these buildings got emptied out. And a lot of them weren't paying the rent, quite frankly. So residential homes, it takes about a year to foreclose on somebody. Commercial businesses, I believe it's about 3 years. I'm not 100% sure, depending upon how that goes. Same with residential. Did you leave the home? Did you abandon the home? Are you fighting for the home? I believe you're going to start seeing some of these big commercial type buildings start being changed into residential housing. I think that because everyone's officing from home. More and more you're seeing everyone go back to home. And I think you're going to see these buildings, I don't care if it's Maple Grove, Plymouth, wherever, that are sitting whole floors vacant. They're going to start considering doing changes to them, redesigning the floor plans for 1, 2, 3 bedroom type stuff, parking underneath.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But I think that is the future, and I really believe that is a fact because there's all this empty commercial stuff that I'm seeing, that people are just not officing in the big office. Brick and mortar's kind of going bye-bye. I think it's going to be a huge shift in that market. Think about anywhere in Plymouth, USA. If you could buy one of these old buildings sitting there vacant, turn it into some decent housing, I don't know.
I like it.
Yeah,
You've been doing this a long time.
longer than I care to
You're
admit.
getting close to retirement. What are do you have any tidbits or information or something you
tell
can
you-
share for the small business owners, entrepreneurs out there? So success story.
I've taught a few classes on sales, and to me, it's really about sales. And to me, I call it belly to belly. It's this right here. Everybody wants to send an email. Everybody wants to do this mailings. They're out. I mean, to me, you're just throwing money away. I think mailings are literally 1%. I've never spent a nickel on it, literally. I believe you got to talk to people. I believe you need to be belly to belly having this conversation.
Agreed.
Getting to know one another. While you're there, I'm going to ask you, hey, if you know anybody else thinking of buying, selling, investing, think of me. At least give me a shot at it,
Yeah.
So I do believe in the referral process. I do believe in meeting people. I do like my model home where people come in and I want to say flat out, like, look, as much as I'd love to sell you this house, I'd love to sell you something else. I'm an expert at this. This is all I do. Give me a shot. What's it going to take for me to earn your business?
Sure.
And so my big tip to salespeople is ask questions. I watch these agents, like they'll come with me to my model, or they'll want me to go with them to watch them to see what they're doing wrong. Perfect example is my model. I'll have one of them come in and I'm just going to sit there. I'll go, okay, your turn. You talk. And they'll go, and somebody walks in, they jump up and run to the door. Hi, welcome to the model. This is the kitchen. This is the living room. This is the bedroom. This is, oh, wow. This is the bath. Is that a toilet? I've never seen one of those before. So they're telling people, right? Selling isn't telling. Selling is asking, buying questions.
Okay.
Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Sure.
Do you live in the area?
Yes.
Do you own a home?
Yes.
How long have you been here?
30 years.
Do you own your home?
Yes.
And have you been thinking about moving?
No.
Well, so you're out today just kind of looking at for building ideas, different things in the models. You're looking at different ideas.
More designs, like updating type stuff.
Sure. Then get out. No, I'm just kidding. So my point is asking questions. Sure. I consider it. I don't know how this ever came in my head. I consider it like a gunslinger, and I have 2 6-shooters on my hips. When you walk in the door, I have nothing. I don't know nothing. It's just you and me, and I got empty bullets.
Mm-hmm.
When I say, do you live in the area? You go, yeah. I go, oh, he lives in the area. Do you own a home? Yeah. Oh, he owns a home. Are you thinking about buying? Yeah. Oh. So I'm loading my guns for later. I don't need to go, this is the living room, this is the kitchen, this is, because then you're just telling people, and you might tell them something they don't want to hear.
I never heard that before. It's good.
I'll sit with people and ask them 50, call it 50 questions, and there's times I'm writing it down, and so you bought a house before. Any reason why you didn't call that agent? Well, yeah. Well, how come? Well, you'd always send these stupid text messages. No text messages. No this. I really want to know these things, when I'm asking. It's not for idle chit chat.
And this is why I'm never playing poker with you. You know how to read people.
That is a good point. I really do. And even I swear to God, Will hasn't played enough with me. I have my close buddies they'll say I win enough, and they'll say, that's the problem with Mitch. I've played with him for 15 years and I still can't read him. Mm-hmm. So and that's part of the game. Mm-hmm. It's old school. It's simple.
I like it. It's gold.
Yep.
So yeah. Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks, brother. That was fun.
Super
Have a great
fun.
Day.
You too. And that's a wrap, folks. A huge thank you to our incredible guests and, of course, All Weather Roof for making this podcast possible. If you enjoyed these conversations as much as we did, don't forget to hit subscribe and share the chills with your fellow business aficionados. Remember, it's not just about business, it's personal, and it's all about the people. Stay inspired, chase those dreams, and let the chills guide you. Till next time, this is Brent, signing off from the Chills Podcast. Catch you on the flip side.